Tom, what's your second topic?
What's my second topic?
Second topic.
Second topic.
What is your
Alright.
second topic?
Second topic. We can keep it light,
Keep it light.
but we're gonna get some heated debates going.
All right.
Because I've actually
We've
gone
talked
back-
about this before.
I've gone back and forth with this though.
Yes.
And
And
this
I have very
is-
compelling points for my argument.
Yeah, and I actually agree with most of them.
Okay.
Which
fair enough.
has okay. We'll start with the question.
As you can see, if you tuned in this far, all these topics get on tangents, and we just talk and discuss, and
Yeah,
other
and
things come up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what's your
But-
topic? Sorry. I'll stop
The
interrupting.
question will be, if you could go pro in any sport, professional athlete in any
Professional
sport.
athlete.
But I'm going to put a caveat in it.
Okay.
You are the best in the biz.
Ooh, okay.
So it's not like you're just some Joe Schmo.
Yeah.
Best in the biz,
Okay.
head honcho, any sport in the world, what would it be?
See,
And why?
See, for my answer for this, and I don't know. I mean, there's definitely perks that you can have with other
Mhm.
sports.
Oh,
over
and
other
you stay
ones.
healthy.
You
Because I'm just going to put that in there because,
No, because that's kind of a big point for mine.
yeah, we're going to say not.
Okay.
I just meant like for your career.
Right.
But honestly, because then like contact sports, it's like, well,
Yeah.
I could do that. No, well, I'll keep that out.
Okay.
It's just you're the best and the best.
Okay. So I'll just put my answer out right away. My answer is golf. And this is the reason why. It's because golf is one of those great sports that, I mean, I'm trying to get more and more into now even, is that it's a sport that you can play forever. I mean, there's guys in the pro tour that are in their 60s and 70s still putting up decent scores, I might add.
Yeah.
So not only you get to play into your 60s and 70s, and if you're good enough to be pro within this situation you
Right.
are, you're playing in your 60s and 70s, and why I said it was one of my main points, it is probably hands down the sport that you're going to get hurt the least in. I mean, the
Yeah.
biggest injuries that you're going to have are going to be your back.
Yeah.
And those usually, I
But
mean, you look at Tiger with his back problems, those usually
I
just
wonder.
happen to those guys that really focus on their upper body strength. And they're putting so much torque on their back that really a back injury is the only one you're going to
Well,
get.
and like, I mean, you would know more because you follow golf more than I do.
Mhm.
But how many back injuries really happen?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, not that often.
I mean,
because
the only one I ever hear about is Tiger, but that's also because he's such a huge spectacle, and obviously he
Yeah.
was so freaking good
yeah,
that
and if
something happens to him. But
Yeah.
in all reality, like, I don't hear about pros having back issues almost ever. Injuries, the ones I hear about usually, like, who was it, DJ? Right before the Masters, like, fell down.
oh
a
yeah,
flight
fell
of
down the stairs, like coming from his hotel room or something like that to
and
the
like that
course.
took him out, and
Yeah.
it's like, I mean,
He had to drop out of a major for that.
yeah, that like, and that blows my mind. But, I mean, I haven't really heard that many of like catastrophic injuries.
No. Yeah,
And here's the thing with golf, you miss a major, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Your purse will be smaller, but if there's certain, I guess majors wouldn't be a good example, but like certain opens that aren't that big or certain tournaments that you just don't want to do, you don't have to do all of them.
Yeah,
Like
no,
you
definitely not.
you can take time off.
Yeah.
And you win one, and you're guaranteed like $2 million.
yeah, and not to mention if you place in any
Yeah.
you don't even have to get first to win a decent amount of money.
No, yeah.
And
And you're
that's-
still making over $1 million. I think the average because me and Connor looked it up one time. The average pro,
Connor, friend of the show, shout
yeah,
out.
Connor G. We looked it up, and the average salary of a pro golfer was like $1.2 million.
Yeah, that's
The
nuts.
average,
Yeah,
like that. And if
because
you're,
because you're playing in probably, I mean, I don't know the rough numbers, but you're
Yeah.
probably playing in upwards of like 20 tournaments a year.
yeah,
Because I
And-
mean, there's tournaments every weekend, but definitely
Right.
not all the pros
and
are
you're not,
playing in every
yeah,
single
yeah,
one of them.
exactly. And if you look at someone like in the NBA, let's say that they make $500 million if they're the best of the best over their career. Obviously nowadays, it's probably going to change, but $500 million like was a ton for most guys. Let's say you have a 10-year career. If you can stretch out the time you play for, like 60 years,
Yeah.
or let's say 50 or 40, even though you might be making less, you're also making that money for a lot longer.
Yeah.
So I think that plays a huge part in, okay, I'm going to play a sport. I'm going to make a ton of money doing it. I'm going to average at least over $1 million, and it's going to happen for 40 to 50 years.
And another one of my point is why I would pick golf as my number one professional sport is you get to travel the world. I mean, you look at all these golf courses
Yeah,
that are
that's
on
true.
the TV that, I mean, I saw Rory win a tournament in Dubai. I
Yeah.
saw, I forget who won the Open Championship, but it's in Great Britain, and the courses are just like
They're
immaculate.
beautiful.
Not to mention you get to play at Augusta, which is invite only. You
Yeah.
get to only play there.
Yeah.
No matter, I mean, obviously you have an updo, you can pay your way on there, but
Right.
you can play there only by invite.
That's nuts.
And you get to travel around the world, and you're pretty much, especially with endorsements and sponsors and the money that you're winning from tournaments, you're basically getting paid to vacation and golf at the same time.
And like endorsements really is where you make your money. Like the tournaments obviously are a hefty sum, but
and let's be real, the golf clothes are dope.
I was just gonna say they also added bonuses. Golf, like you can't wear a basketball jersey around. Golf clothes, wear that shit all the time.
Not to mention, I will be rocking the most outrageously dope stuff on the golf course constantly.
And even if it wasn't on the golf course, like those pants and like shirts and stuff, you just call up Under Armour, Nike, whatever you're sponsored by, Titleist, and just be like, yo, just send me some.
The number one thing I would suggest is getting a visor. Because you put that hat on too many times. You're bald. Jordan Spieth's already bald, and he's like That's 22 years old.
Honestly, I had no idea until you and Connor brought it up that you go bald from wearing a hat too much. Yep. I had no idea.
I rarely wear hats now, and if I do, it's like lightly on, so my hair's not going everywhere in the wind.
Man, I just never knew that.
Bubba Watson, he always wears a visor. It's like, you are a smart man. You get that sponsor, and you still get that visor with no. He still, he still gets like the hat hair and stuff, but you're not getting it bald. Yeah. So what's your answer? What's your one sport that you'd go pro?
Yeah. Well, all those reasons are great.
Yeah.
But they're wrong.
Wrong. Fair enough.
Because your opinion is wrong.
Your opinion is wrong.
No. If I thought a lot about golf because golf, the idea that you can play it forever is definitely awesome.
That's the biggest compelling thing.
But I think if I had any choice, honestly, I'd probably go NBA. Because,
really?
Yes.
I thought you were going to say soccer.
Yeah. And I love soccer.
Yeah.
It's my favorite sport to watch. But I think I love playing basketball the most.
Fair enough.
And I think that if I could be the best of the best at anything, like to me, the most satisfying feeling would just be like taking off from the free throw line, just like Air Jordan.
Being able to dunk easily as they do would be one of the sweetest feelings ever. Like coming from us. I mean, I'm 6'1", so I'm tall.
I dunked once in my life in high school.
Yeah.
And that was it. And that was like I tipped it in.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Barely got it in.
I was able to dunk in high school, but it was never really like these slams that you see.
Yeah.
And it's just like these guys are looking down at the rim.
And it's like they catch the ball and so they just boop.
Yeah.
In.
Not to mention they can like they don't even have to jump as hard as they can. They can do like 360 between leg dunks and stuff. And it's just they make it look so easy. That would be dope.
Awesome. And even like doing things like Steph does where he shoots from, like outside of the Oracle.
Yeah,
and
it makes like 70 in a row.
And like, just like, I mean, I'm not like a huge flashy showboaty talker, but man, just like posterizing.
Breaking someone's ankles. Doing like a Kyrie and have someone spin around like a top.
Or LeBron, because I hate LeBron. Like, you're telling me I have a chance to just sink one in his face and then just slam it on him? Oh, I mean, like, to me, that feeling would be awesome. And now that we see the contracts that the NBA gets,
because as we talk, there was a contract extension achieved by one James Harden of the Houston Rockets,
and
for 4 years, 228.
I'm just gonna do
the exact math on that.
I want to know because
while he does that, $228 million contract extension, and remind you, and this is why he's doing the math, it's over 4 years. So Tom, how much is he making a year?
That is $57 million.
$57 million. And I'm sure you've seen James Harden and his beard of Foot Locker commercials, Adidas commercials.
Yeah, I think his Adidas deal was $100 million.
Yeah, so he's getting $57 a year just from the Rockets.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's $100
just to play basketball.
And it might have been more than that. Now I think it might be like
because Steph Curry achieved a 5-year, $201 million deal.
Say, Steph Curry last week set the record.
And
I almost my pants because it was 5 years for 201, and I'm like, yo, that cat is making $40 million a year. And James Harden
gets more money,
making $17 million more
in less years
than Steph Curry. That's almost like 150% of what Steph is making, and then he's making it in 4 years. And what we were saying was, because to me, I'm not a big believer in James Harden. I think he's a great player, but he's such a liability on defense, and I think his game is so like. He, to me, is the epitome of why people hate the NBA because he just goes in, does a stupid flop, and
no try on defense and then all try on offense. I mean, that's much.
But like he doesn't. But my point is, he doesn't even try on offense because he just gets fouled and then takes his 20 free throws a game.
Yeah, 20
like
free throws a
him
game.
And Russ lead the league in free throws every single year because they flop all the time, and I'm like, this is why people don't want to watch, because
Well, then if you're a professional NBA player like you want to be, then you're gonna have to flop.
I'm not. No. Caveat: I'm the best in the biz.
I'm the best in the biz, and I don't flop
flop.
a single thing.
No,
second.
no LeBron flops. No James. Because I mean, people flop to a certain extent. Because I understand, like, there is a part of the game where you have to sell calls that someone might not be able to hear. I mean, you're huge, right?
Yeah.
Things are gonna hit you, and you're like, it's gonna look like it's nothing, but you actually took a shot.
Yeah.
I get that, but when it's every play you get, like, someone plays good defense on you, and you're, oh my god, my arms are going like 360. I'm on the ground.
Flowing your body.
Or getting out of the way of a dunk every single defensive possession. So I don't think James Harden is that great of a player. But my point was, for 4 years, he's still going to be in his prime.
Yeah.
Like, he's not an old dude.
Yeah.
He'll still be good in 4 years.
Yeah. And that, I mean, that's a huge plus.
This was his first year as a point guard on the Rockets.
Yeah.
And he gets a 4-year extension. That's the biggest in NBA history.
By a lot.
I think that's a little bit steep, but I get it, but I would like, if I was an owner, I would tell him to get if he thought I was about to pay that.
Yeah. Yeah, if he like came at you with those contract numbers.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's good support for your argument with basketball being as like the one professional sport that if you could choose to be the best in, because not only, and that's the benefit, right, of playing a sport in the United States, because the branding of that of you as a player can be significantly increased. And another thing why basketball in particular, which only I think is really in common with soccer on the global stage, because everywhere plays basketball. It might not be the biggest sport.
Yeah.
And it's not the biggest, it's not even the biggest sport here. I mean, NFL is. And I mean, for all intents and purposes, the NFL will probably be the biggest sport in America for as long as it's relevant.
Right.
But, and that's another support of your argument, because if you can be the best in the biz, if you can be the best player in that sport, then you're going to be an image around the world.
Right.
Jordan is an image around the world.
Right.
LeBron is an image around the world. Steph is probably one of the top ambassadors for the NBA around the world. These guys are getting popular around the world, so they're probably not going to get many endorsement deals from foreign countries. I don't even know if they're allowed to. Are they even allowed to do that?
I'd assume.
Yeah. I wouldn't see why that would be a problem or anything. Because I mean, you never seen like an American athlete advertising for something. In
Actually,
another
no,
country.
I take that back. I definitely have.
I mean, because you've been over there.
Yeah.
Did you ever see any like American athletes?
I've watched a couple commercials with retired athletes though.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever seen one with
a current athlete.
But I can't imagine why they wouldn't. I just don't think that they would promote a product that like they don't use.
Yeah.
Like, well, not use, but like they aren't adamantly in the, like, if they're in the U.S., they're going to promote U.S. products. If they're in Germany, they'll like do like a news station and be like, oh, check out this German, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But yeah, I've definitely seen retired athletes do it though.
Either way, you're going to have, I mean, jersey sales. I mean, jerseys are being sold everywhere. So if you're a global player, then your jersey sales are going to be through the roof. And that's another thing that NBA has over golf, or any sport really, that you have a jersey related, because although they're wearing dope clothes on the golf course, you're not making money off those clothes if people buy them.
Right.
But
and
players get money off of their jersey sales.
Also, especially with the NFL and the NBA, there's a lot of metrics that go into, you know, why do people cater to NBA players more than NFL players? They don't have a helmet. Facial recognition, you're always on TV. That camera's always here, and they know what your face looks like. And that doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but it's actually huge. And I remember back in the day, in like 2001, when Miami was a super team, basically an NFL combine, the one like when basically every celebration rule was created was because of the U. And there was a dude who took off his helmet, and they asked him why he took off his helmet. He goes, "Oh, all the girls see all these basketball players. I don't want them to see my face." And I mean, that's hilarious.
True.
But in all reality, like, you go around a campus or around just fans in general, and you show them pictures of certain NFL players, and they probably won't care.
Yeah.
But NBA players,
they know a number.
Not only do they know what they look like, but there's only 5 dudes on that team at one time on the court, and probably only like 2-3 superstars. So you're gonna know who they are.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you might not know every bench player, but guys who's starting playing 35 minutes a game.
Not to mention, if you have something that's like a part of your image, like Harden with his beard,
or Steph chewing on his mouth guard.
Yeah, like I mean, LeBron. I mean, I guess
LeBron flopping everywhere.
LeBron and his hairline.
LeBron choking in the
choking in 4 finals or whatever he had.
No,
But I mean,
LeBron's
that's
really good.
you
LeBron's
definitely.
really good. I'll give him
Yeah.
credit. I don't like him, but
Yeah, I like LeBron. Tom doesn't. That might come up later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you make definitely some compelling arguments in terms of the advantage that NBA would have.
Yeah.
Because I thought you were going to say soccer,
yeah.
but it's definitely interesting.
Want to know
think
why
about.
I didn't say soccer though?
Why?
Season's too long.
Season's too long.
Yep. NBA I think is a decent balance because you get the Olympics, so you can play in the Olympics every 4 years. But start in November, end in June at the latest. Lengthy season, but doable. Soccer, dude, they never stop. Especially if you're in a league other than the Bundesliga, where because they obviously have that winter break.
Bundesliga is soccer league in Germany.
Yes, but like the Premier League, they don't do that.
Yeah,
And La Liga doesn't do that.
yeah.
And right now, all those dudes are playing.
Well, with your choice as NBA as your professional sport, do you worry about injuries at all?
No.
Because I mean, look at the dudes like. So if you're saying you're going to be the best in the biz,
Yeah.
then it means that your team's probably going to go very far.
Yes.
Which means that you're going to be getting a lot of playing time. And you
No,
look
that's
at
what I was saying, November to June.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
because you look at LeBron. I mean, LeBron and Mamba, Kobe Bryant. They've had so many games played in the
But-
playoffs. Like it's almost what was Kobe's like 3 extra seasons or something.
Yeah,
like
Bron's
that?
almost there.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
And like way before Kobe because he started when
Right.
know.
Well, Kobe came out of high school too.
Yeah, he came out of high school too.
Kobe
but,
played 17 seasons.
Yeah,
Nuts, dude.
but LeBron, I think the caveat was he's been farther in the playoffs.
Something.
Like
Yeah.
total, I don't know.
Either
yeah.
way, it's a load of basketball, and that's a load of work on your legs.
Yes.
Because the thing with golf is that, and that's why, I mean, and I don't think, I'd be interesting to see if you choose football as your professional sport and you want to make that your argument, please let us know in the comments because I would really like to hear the points behind that because one giant point of like devil's advocate that I would say, is health.
Yeah.
Because unless you're a kicker or a quarterback,
There's no guarantee.
no.
Well,
I mean,
even a quarterback.
Even quarterback,
I
because you
mean-
can get blindsided. Look at like
Yeah.
Brady when he went down with his knee injury, Peyton with his neck
Yeah,
injury.
he tore his ACL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like that's
Or
all-
Aaron Rodgers, he broke his clavicle.
Yeah.
Like what, 3 years ago?
Oh, that's right. When he got slammed on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
then
it's like especially now the game is only going to get more violent and it's only going to get
we're getting better athletes.
yeah, and that's what's
they're
crazy.
Coming at you. Like
Faster, stronger.
yeah. And the pads are almost a weapon at this point.
Yeah.
Like they just make it so okay, I'm not going to break my shoulder if I lay it into your face mask.
Yeah. Because guess what? They can throw a flag, but if you tear your ACL, you tear your ACL.
Yeah,
And
there's
that's
no
going to affect
penalty.
you for the rest of your life.
Yeah. I mean, I think with any professional sport, injuries will always be a caveat, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe like a exception, but I have seen some ex-NBA players. They're pretty slow moving.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
mean-
I mean your knees
Like, yeah, it's all
that much time because I mean you get sore knees after like jogging on cement,
Yeah.
let alone like
I
just
just-
working your ass off on a gym floor for that
this.
long.
I just feel like the second I'm on my lazy boy and I'm like, oh god, my legs just hurt all the time. I just pan over to the right
and
see
see
my-
all your millions
and
of
I would
dollars.
look over there and be like,
I'm gonna go dive over there like Scrooge McDuck and swan dive into my dollars.
Does that look like $800 million to you? Yeah. My legs.
You see, I saw a graphic right before we started recording that James Harden over his 4-year contract will make more than LeBron has over his career
Yeah.
in the NBA so
Yeah.
far.
Because, I mean, people are getting in at the right time, I guess.